Hello, everyone. This is Duran's Healing, and welcome to tonight's Healing Circle. For those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel, where I provide weekly energetic updates for the collective. And as I began to blaze this fire tonight, gather around and contribute your very powerful energy, whether it be a like, a share, subscribe, or a comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And with that being said, I would like to jump right into the stones to see what's going on out here in the cosmos. And the message that's speaking the loudest is coming from your spirit guides, your ancestor team, or your higher team, and it's landing itself in the waters, speaking to a healing or purification process you're undergoing right now. And judging by the way the stones are falling, I can see this expansion going on, expansion of your spirit because of these two stones next to it, your earth stone and your nature stone. You see, there's something about your energy that has the ability to bring people back home, to bring people back to themselves. There's something about your inner core, your inner frequency that is radiating so purely, so closely to its authentic vibration. It tends to make others or allow other energies to do the same when you come in contact with it. And that's what's happening as your spirit is expanding right now, as is undergoing this purification process. It's like it's clearing up any distortions, any energies that may not be congruent around you, so that your vibration or your frequency can do the work, can do what it is meant to do, which is to rise up. And there's something about you being able to pour into people, to bring people like restoration into people's lives. Yeah, this energy here is what the higher energy or your higher team is focused on. Yeah. And you know this because the bell is showing up here, sitting on top of your key of access. You know, this stone here, the key of access stone, is about, everyone being resourceful to people around them. And at some point, when you get closer to your gifts, when you get closer to this core frequency that you're radiating on, it tends to show the world the access point that you are. And it's showing up here. You are being seen. Your energy is being felt as the access point of energy, of being one to rise up or to help elevate them. Something around this about you nurturing up people. You do this very intuitively. You don't have to think about it. It's in you. And it's because you're connected. You're connected to this energy that's from the other world, or should I say from the world above. And you know how to listen to this message. You know how to listen to the information of energy that is funneled to you because it is being funneled to you. The closest image that I can relate to the illustration of the stones is the Matrix. When Neo was in that hub and he woke up inside of all of this slime and goo, he felt along his head and he was connected to this port. Yeah, this connectivity is what I'm seeing here. It's like you're connected to the other world that is sending you information to the back of your head. And when you walk throughout your day-to-day life, certain energies, or when you get in contact with people, it's like information gets funneled to you about their energy, about their frequency. And there is a sifting process where You choose to speak life into them. You choose to talk to them in a way that elevates or ascend their spirit. And you're wondering where you got this information from. It's due to this connective portal that you have with the other world that is funneling to you information, that is making you this access point, and you're doing quite beautifully with it because you're nurturing people with it. You're nurturing humanity with it. Very proper. Very proper. And also what this cleansing is doing, I'm getting another download in the stones. It's almost like it has taken you to the cutting edge, like looking over a waterfall. This is where the energy has guided you close to the edge. And you're wondering how you got here. How did you expand yourself so much to be able to accept that life is taking you to the edge and you're embracing it all? Before, you may have been a little bit resistant to going down certain paths or listening to certain guidance without your mind stepping into the way and redirecting you. Giving you a different train of thought to say, maybe not right now, maybe at another time. It's something about that is being cleared up in your energy because you have embraced this past or embraced this expansion of yourself so much. You have allowed it to guide you where your energy needed you to be, and where it's at right now is at the edge. Looking over this waterfall, seeing the magnitude of life, seeing the magnitude of this world and where life has taken you, the beauty of it. And it's because you were quietly devoted to allowing yourself to see how much more there was to life, how much more you can give to this world, how much more you can devote yourself. And by you making this judgment or making this call, even if it was quietly, you took that step. And not only that, you were smart enough, your wisdom kicked in to know that you were much more capable than what you were giving yourself credit to. And this push or this inner wisdom in you also was a guiding force to you allowing this energy to take you to this next phase or to this edge of this waterfall that I'm seeing here. But as you come up to this edge, ready to take this dive, the obstacle shows up. Why is that? The obstacle is here preventing you from taking this plunge or taking this leap, stopping the flow of things. What is going on out here in the collective? And what I will do, I would like to pull some cards to take a look at this obstacle, to see what's holding you back or holding the collective back from taking this plunge. Give me 1 second. What is this obstacle about for the collective? And in terms of this obstacle, the cards that came out were acknowledge your work, sensitivity, commitment, 0, off the grid, and intuition. And what I'm downloading in terms of this obstacle, what I'm sensing is that some of you may have a very sensitive nature, or you're sensitive about the line of work that you're in. Some of you, I can see that you've dove into spirituality head first, and it has become your baby. Because you've done a lot of healing work in the midst of gaining knowledge, gaining awareness about spirituality, the thoughts and views on how energies work. I can see a lot of books for some of you. I can see a lot of reading going on to advance your knowledge of how to work past a lot of issues that you have experienced. But not only that, you've read a lot to gain a lot of knowledge about what you were dealing with. There's something about learning about spirituality while also learning about what you were going through at the same time. It has made you committed twice over, because this has developed your insight about energy, about spirit, about the wonders of this world, because what you have come to find out is it landed you to ground zero. About all cultures and different schools of thought and different spiritual systems and spiritual bodies of work. For some of you, it has quite literally took you off the grid, because you were off to the side learning, embracing, basking in this work, basking in this knowledge, because this is where your intuition has guided you. But now that it has taken you to the point in your journey, not only through knowledge, but in your literal life. See, it's about you applying the knowledge. Applied knowledge here has taken you to the edge that you did not expect to be. You're at the point now, ground zero. You can't read about it anymore. This is about action. This is about your work being in testing ground. And in order for you to take that next plunge, you can't read about it. You have to experience it with your own life, you being the testing dummy, you being the guinea pig in your own experience. And that's what's holding you back, making you think twice again about you being the author of the next chapter of the very books that you've read, because you are going to be writing the manual of what it looks like to take a plunge as a healer, to take a plunge at this spiritual point in your life. And this may be causing you to say, wait a minute, let me think again about what I've gotten myself into. That's one message that I'm getting from this obstacle. Very interesting. And I'm getting something else, but I don't pull twice on cards, but I would like to pull again to see what else I can pick up on for some of you in the collective who this message may not be for, but I can see that this obstacle is very loud. What other messages are here about the obstacle? And the cards that came out were follow the clues, index, current, healing relationship bonds, pressure, and guidance. And what I'm downloading here is that your journey has been almost like a mystery, like a wonder. And it was due to you following these spiritual clues that were quite sporadic and quite spontaneous, but it has cultivated and developed your index about how things can be one way and the next be a completely different thing. See, you've been down the current, you've been down the rabbit hole before, and what you have found was that it has allowed you to heal certain parts of yourself, heal certain relationship bonds and wounds that you had developed in childhood. And now that you're at the brink of the next phase, or at the brink of this waterfall, you feel the pressure, you feel the energies rising, because you've been here before. You know what happens when you jump off a cliff. And there's something in you that wants to say to hell with it, because you know you have risen to a higher level, and you know the next phase is going to come with a lot more challenges, a lot more turbulence, and a little bit more pressure, because you know better. You know a lot more now. And to develop your spiritual lens or your spiritual toolbox, there's something that you have to gain. You know the process. You have to be pushed up against these challenges to advance a different level of knowledge knowledge and you know it. And now that you're at this mastery level, in order to get to the next level of advancement, you're going to have to face some challenges that's going to push you, that's going to apply that pressure. Not only that, is some of you may have had a mentor or a guide in your life that has crossed over and they're showing up here. And you may have watched them and you know what they had to endure in their eldership, in their journey of being a leader and a healer on that level. And now that you're here, you know what's at stake, which is causing this obstacle to appear as hesitation, as thinking again about what you're about to embark on before you take this plunge, before you fully go head first down this rabbit hole yet again. Wow, very interesting message. Thank you all for being here with me in tonight's Healing Circle. Very interesting read regarding this obstacle. And jumping back into the stones is what I can see here is you're going to get past the obstacle. You're going to take that next step because you are one of action. You will organize yourself in a way so that you're properly prepared, because I can see it here in the stones. You see, you're too equipped. You're too knowledgeable about spirituality or spiritual matters to stay at a standstill. One way or the other, you're going to take the leap and deal with whatever matters that present themselves in front of you, because you know you have what it takes. Very large message on this energetic current. But what I can also see here, speaking to this overall message surrounding your cleansing and your expansion, where you are is, it's like you're looking at life from a bird's eye view. Like you're connected, but you're detached, and you know that you're going to have to jump in and get your hands dirty. And you're thinking about something here. You may be caught up in trying to figure out the finances of it, the financial portion of it, how you're going to make a living, because the energy that is going to take you to dive off this cliff and to dive into this expansion, or this next phase of your expansion, you're trying to figure out how it's going to make sense in your world. How you're going to live, how you're going to make ends meet, how you're going to survive, because it takes a lot of energetic current to do this level of work. But your spirit guides are kicking here to say that the blessings are going to come as you take your step. The more you embrace your path, the finances or the means will present itself. The bell is here yet again, alerting you to focus in on the larger message surrounding your purpose, surrounding what is in front of you. Because nonetheless, you are spiritually protected. You will have whatever you're going to need to live life very seamlessly. The dots will connect. It will happen. And the more you're seeing, the more you step out, the doorway will open. The doorway of abundance will open for you. It's here. It's awaiting you. While you're awaiting, it is awaiting you. Period. Very large message, you guys. Thank you all for being here and joining me in tonight's Healing Circle. And if you stayed thus far, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And with that being said, I would like to pull some cards to see what other messages the higher energy would like for me to convey with you all at this time. What other messages the higher energy would like for me to convey with the collective? And the cards that came out were Trust Your Intuition, Adams, Creative Consciousness, Love Openly, Call to Action, and Sun. And what I'm downloading here is that there is something extremely powerful in your intuition, in your gut. It's at a bone level, because Adams came out at the very thought of inception. There's something here that is connecting you by way of your intuition to your creative consciousness, right? And this has to do with the ability to allow yourself to explore all parts of yourself. You see, what I can see here for some of you in the collective is that you're very complex. There's so many parts of you. I'm seeing like a Rubik's Cube. There are many sides, many compartments, many ways you can be turned this way, that way. And you're powerful on all sides. And it's very difficult, or you may have had a difficult time with knowing how to present which side and what side at what time and who you're going to present which side to. It's like you've struggled with allowing all of you to be seen. And this has created some bit of close-offness in efforts to protect the most sacred or sensitive parts of yourself, because this is what you cherish the most. This is what you adore. You love yourself, and no one likes to be picked apart. But all of you is expected to be seen out and to be loved openly, because it's something about your connection with your purpose. There's something here with your complexity and its relationship to your purpose. You're complex for a reason. This usually happens to those who have very large missions. And these unique sides of you shows up whenever issues get too large, when people are not able or cannot handle certain aspects of themselves or their mission or of the world. But somehow when you step up on the scene, there is no issue at all. The complexity of who you are can warp and shape shift to fix or meet any demand that a group or a people are missing. A key of access. Oh, very interesting how it loops back. See, the key of access in the initial message was about your access point. You being of resource, you being resourceful, and people seeing you as such. There is light in who you are. There is light in your complexity once you learn to embrace the complexity of who you are. You will begin to see why you were built this way, why it is attached to your calling and your mission, because you will shine like the sun once you step forth in yourself fully as who you are. Let people wither away. Let people say what they need to say. That has nothing to do with your mission. It has everything to do with you embracing who you are, and know that that comes with the territory. It shouldn't hold you back. It shouldn't weigh you down. It shouldn't malfunction you so much that you kind of take yourself off the market and close yourself back in, hiding yourself away. No. The call to action came out. Your energy is needed, like the sun, giving light to people's world, fueling them up so they can grow to who they are called to be, because you've chosen to take that step, period. Very large message. Thank you all for joining me and being here with me in tonight's healing circle. And if you stayed all the way to the end, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, or comment below. to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And with that being said, I'm going to take this time to come down and close out tonight's healing circle, and I will see you all at the next.